Anybody here seen Breaking Bad? It was a TV series from long ago, and I'm not really recommending that you watch it, but one part in it is where Walter White, the main character, the villain slash anti-hero, is he's talking to his wife, and his wife is worried about the danger that he's going to be in this drug business and all of that. And he's telling his wife, he says, "You think that if somebody knocks on the door and I'm the one that answers, I'm going to get killed for it? I'm the one who knocks. I am the danger." And what he's really describing there, which is one of the most cool lines in television history, at least from that context of if people know what it actually means and what he's actually talking about. But it's really interesting and it's very fascinating. But this is also going to be how you are going to be on semen retention. You're going to be the danger, whether you want to be or not. And you're going to be either a danger to yourself or you're going to be a danger to the system. And the way that I see it is that, well, it's obviously better to be a danger to the system, but we have to remember that there's no real weakness that's going to be exposed on semen retention that's going to be new to you probably. And what I mean by that is all of the issues that you're going to be dealing with on semen retention are just going to be magnified and amplified to see whether or not you're actually capable of dealing with what you need to be dealing with. And I do want to welcome everybody to another Semen Retention Sunday episode here on the Regal Change channel. And we do Semen Retention Sunday episodes every week if you're new watching this on Sundays. But I want to make this channel more than just semen retention, because semen retention is a cheat code to the system and for fighting the matrix. But it's not the end all be all. It's a tool that's going to get you closer to God, but it's not going to be the thing. Okay, acts of purity themselves are what gets you closer to God, and acts of discipline are going to be what gets you closer to God and to yourself. But semen retention is not like the magical force that's going to give you all these like magical benefits. Okay, sometimes it seems like it's magic, but it's really not. It's just that we live in a depleted system where people are just constantly giving themselves over to other people all the time. They don't know how to have discipline with themselves. They don't know how to be strong. There's a reason why I started this video out with the workouts that I do. And this is nothing crazy, just pull-ups on the rings, right? And what I'm working toward is actually being able to do a muscle up on the rings. I want to be able to do a muscle up on the rings. And there's a lot of growth that's happening with me. I used to be 200 pounds at one point, nearly. And I'm 5'6", so I was a pretty hefty boy. And I was eating pizza, I was eating ice cream like 4 or 5 times a week. I was playing video games. And, after a while, like, as I grew in my consciousness, I decided, you know what? I'm like making justifications to be a loser. I don't want to keep making justifications to be a loser. But I didn't really make any certain big change yet. And it wasn't until one night when I was playing Fortnite, actually, and I was eating pizza and ice cream and brownies, and I was thought I was enjoying my time. And I had almost won this Fortnite game, and I was so emotionally invested because I had worked so hard. I almost died like 3 times, and I was able to get back to life, and I was able to fight my way. And then I got second place, and I was so upset. I was so upset because I was just like, oh, I was so close. And then it hit me. I was like, none of this is real. Like it's just I'm watching things on a screen here. Well, I guess, and I looked at my pizza and my ice cream and everything, and I looked around and I thought to myself, I could keep being a loser, or I could start aiming to be a winner and start doing push-ups. And so I threw away the pizza, I threw away the ice cream, I started doing push-ups right then and there. Turned off Fortnite. Haven't played since. And that was four years ago, maybe 4.5 years ago now. And ever since then, just that little spark of discipline that came into my life started to amplify in other ways, until finally I started to do semen retention way more seriously 3 years ago, nearly 3 years ago next month. And the last time I watched Korn was October of 2021. So it's been over like 3.5 years now since I watched Korn last. And I haven't felt the desire to really go back to it. The only kind of desire that I've had is, like real life, quote unquote, temptations. Like I've had temptations with women that I perceive in the physical, but I've never had the desire to go back to watching Korn. And it's because I saw it for what it is. When it was October of 2021, and I remember watching Korn on the screen, right? I was watching it. And then I saw myself watching me watch some other dude pound this other woman that I didn't even know. And I thought to myself, this is weird. Like, what are you doing, man? This is bizarre. And I just turned it off. I wasn't even turned on anymore. I was just like, yeah, I don't even want anything to do with this. Actually, and I still had played with myself here and there for the next 6 months after that, until I found out about semen retention, and I took it seriously, but I didn't know how long I wanted to go for it. But now I realize that it's absolutely a lifestyle, and there's nothing more sacred than to be able to hold your life force and protect your energy. When you are protecting your sexual energy, you have the ability to create more. And when you have the ability to create more, you have the ability to not deny accountability. You have the ability to not deny responsibility. You have the ability to not deny meaning. And that's what the system wants. The system wants you to be stuck in this loop of delusion and meaninglessness. And yet, at the same time, we cannot stand as human beings meaningless lives. So what do we do about this? Well, we start to commit to acts of purity, number one, and discipline, number two. The discipline will come with the commitment, but committing to purity is the first thing. And you have to commit to purity first, otherwise you're not going to get to that sexual discipline. Well, why even commit to purity? What is so dangerous about purity? Because usually we associate danger with, aggression or violence of some kind. Whereas purity, it's a different kind of dangerous. It's a different kind of danger. You're going to be a different kind of danger when you're pure, when you're eating well, when you're exercising well. I mean, right now, I am the healthiest I've ever been. I'm literally breaking records by the week in the gym at this point with my running and everything like that, specifically, because I'm not trying to get too big. I don't want to get too big. Like, I don't need to. What I want to do, though, is I want to be a hybrid. I want to be able to have the ability to go for long distance runs, and then afterward to do weights if I need to as well. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm doing runs, I'm doing long distance, and I'm doing a little bit more differently as far as I'm doing different kinds of workouts every day. I don't have a regimen that I'm like, okay, on Monday I'm doing arms, and on Tuesday I'm doing legs, and I don't have a regimen. My regimen is go until it hurts. Go until it hurts. Obviously, if I have legs one day, I'm going to do a different kind of workout the next day, especially because it's legs. But sometimes if I'm feeling like, you know what, I could probably do the whole body today, I do the whole body exercise. Like I feel my way through it, and I just look at my body and I feel my body and I say, okay, like, what do I need to be doing today? What do I need to work on? and I let nature take its course. Working out and eating right doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be super complex. And I know that because I know what it's like to be in the state of mind where you think it's super complex and it's not. It's really not. All you need to do is increase your protein however you see fit and decrease your carbs and sugar. That's it. Like it's really not that difficult. It's not that hard. But people want to make it hard. They want to make it difficult because then they get to have this, oh, like I'm just trying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's like the victim mentality disguised as virtue. That's what it is. And again, I know that because I've seen it in myself in the past. I saw it in myself, and I needed to just let myself fully commit to this lifestyle. And combined with semen retention, your nutrition, exercise, if you're doing semen retention for the right reasons, meaning you're trying to get closer to God, everything else is going to be a great byproduct of what's actually happening. The women are going to be more attracted to you and respect you more. Men are going to either be more weird and jealous of you and look at you like they might want to fight you or something. And then you have men that are going to be admiring you and respecting you. And I like to just stick to myself. I like to be able to talk with people, and I know that there's value in having social skills, but I don't try to go out of my way to really talk to people that I don't really care to talk to. But if people want to talk to me, or if I'm having a question or anything like that, if somebody looks like they're doing something better than me, I'm gonna talk to them, and I want to see, how can I get better seeing what you're doing. And because obviously it's working for you, and I'd love to chat and just see if we can build something, or just there's little things. It doesn't need to be super complex. A lot of people just overthink things. Including semen retention. People will overthink semen retention. It's like, this is where you become a danger to yourself, is if you're not transmuting the energy, if you're not transmuting the information that you're intaking. Like, here's the thing that's so cool about semen retention. And along with that, just following Christ in general. Because I follow Christ, and I encourage everybody to follow Christ, but I'm not going to force it on you. And I'm not going to tell you that this is it. And if you're not, like, you can go for yourself. That's not my mentality. But I do think that Jesus Christ, and I don't even think this. It's like, I've lived it. I've lived through Jesus being the way, the truth, and the life. I've lived this. So I don't need to think it or believe it. I've actually experienced it. And I encourage everybody to only trust what they've experienced. And so I'm taking my own advice here. I'm trusting what I experienced. And this is another reason why you might be a danger to the system or society at large, because when you start asking certain questions, when you start participating in certain ways in being in the world, there are certain modalities that you're going through. There are certain formations of thought that are occurring. The underpinning of all of this is going to be yearning to expand your consciousness. That's what these people don't want us to do. The people that are in charge, whoever they are, some of them work in the shadows, some of them are wealthy families. Some of you might know it rhymes with Fothchilds. You guys know who I'm talking about, those who know. These people do not want us to know what's going on. And you think about the governments and the politicians, right? Think about this. The politicians, the governments can lie to us. And it's considered just maintaining the peace in politics. But as soon as we are like, hey, you know what? We don't like what you're doing here, we are the ones that get incarcerated. We think that we have a better way of viewing things. We think that we have a better view of understanding. And you know what? We're actually going to hold to our boundaries, because if we're going to have to be forced to pay you guys taxes and all these things, and you guys aren't even giving us anything in return, And if we refuse to, you're going to incarcerate us. Like, think about the business model of the government then. Think about the business model then. And why do you think then that the government is striving so hard to, around the world, not just like the American government, because I'm in America, but not just the American government, but the governments around the world are trying so hard to completely isolate you into a spiritual prison. They can only put you in spiritual prison if you allow it. You can always have a choice. There's always a choice. For example, being fat is a choice. I know that because I made the decision to keep being a loser or to start aiming to be a winner. It was as simple as that. It doesn't need to be so complicated. You don't have to have, the huge bodybuilder type muscles and all that. You just need to be in shape. Just be in shape. And what that looks like might look different to you or to somebody else than to me. But really, you just want to be at a healthy body weight and you're capable of defending yourself physically and you're capable of fighting if you need to. So get into martial arts or whatever you need to do to learn how to fight. And just stay strong. Just stay strong and be aligned with who you really are. And the best way to do that is to just let yourself be a vessel for God. It sounds weird because, well, for anybody that's not a follower of Christ, it sounds weird, but it may sound weird, but it's really not, because you're just allowing yourself to be a vessel of the Creator. You're allowing yourself to flow with your life and to be at ease with existence. The more you're at ease with existence, the more of a danger you are. This is why I say purity can also be a form of danger to the system. Because when you're pure, when you're not constantly bombarded with lust or gluttony or wrath or pride and all these other 7 deadly sins, when you're not bombarded with these things going inside of you and living out sin, you're not like attracted to the sin, all of a sudden your life starts to shape up in a different way and the blessings start coming and you just start to have more peace and you start to realize the true power of peace in your mind. And people don't want you to know about this. They don't want you to know about this because if you did, if you knew the capacity for peace that you had in your soul, you wouldn't be doing sin. You wouldn't be participating in sin. But anyways, guys, I hope this message was useful and insightful for you. If you do want to join the Regal Change Academy, where we have an elite group of people in the Regal Change Academy, and these are people that are building their minds, bodies, and souls each and every day, check out the link in the description box below. We also are just finishing up the Legends of Stoicism class. We're going to have another class series down the line, but we also have other available classes and courses available for you so that you can check those out at any time and complete at your own leisure. We also have 3 weekly calls. We have a Bible study call, we have a weekly Regal Assembly call, and then a Maps of the Psyche class as well that we do. And we've got another bunch of tools and resources in there, but I do want to give a shout out to everybody moving from the YouTube platform over to X, Rumble, and Instagram. Oh, one more thing I just thought of. The Telegram, the free Telegram subscription channel, you can check that out in the link in the description box below there as well. Those are going to be daily insights that I give that will automatically delete after 24 hours. Okay, so be sure to check that out and get those insights while they're available, right? So that's going to be another resource and tool for you. I do appreciate everybody tuning in and dropping in. Give this a like or a comment if this resonated with you. In fact, I just thought of an idea, but maybe I'll save this for a poll on my YouTube channel and community post. I'm going to save this for the community post. Be sure to check out the community post later. With all that being said, peace be with you. Until next time.